Society in China is becoming increasingly chaotic. Continuously oppressed and exploited, farmers and workers everywhere are taking to the streets in protest. Millions of Peng Lifa are rising up. The people call for the third plenary session to remove Xi Jinping, accusing him of caring only about power and ignoring the people's lives. The focus points to Xi. The edible oil poisoning incident in China continues to ferment, possibly involving CCP power struggles. Companies shut down, mass layoffs, Chinese streets are full of homeless people. The situation has never been this dire. New destination for China's lying flat movement? Youth nursing homes are becoming popular in many places. Welcome to China Insider. All the information will be featured in today's program. Society in China is becoming increasingly chaotic. Continuously oppressed and exploited, farmers and workers everywhere are taking to the streets in protest. Society in China is increasingly chaotic. Recently, various regions in China have witnessed numerous collective rights protection actions, with protesters taking to the streets to fight for their rights. The financial crisis in China is affecting many sectors, with continuous reports of salary arrears. This is a vital source of livelihood for the people, and they have no choice but to protest. From July 1st to 7th, in Dongguan Fenggang Town, Guangdong, sanitation workers initiated a week-long strike due to 2 months of unpaid wages and pay cuts. Despite local authorities hiring daily wage temporary workers to alleviate the situation, the town remained littered with garbage, emitting a foul odor. On Thursday, sanitation workers gathered at the town government's doorstep, urging authorities to address their unpaid wage issues. However, as of Sunday, they still had not received their salaries. On July 1st and 2nd, in Shaoxing, Zhejiang, hundreds of workers protested for several days after Huaxia Printing and Dyeing Company Limited announced the closure of its third factory, hoping to obtain fair compensation. On the same day in Liaocheng, Shandong, hundreds of workers gathered at the entrance of Lehigh Group to demand payment for 3 months of overdue wages. Public records show that Lehigh Group, established in 2000, includes facilities such as a duck farm, processed food factory, and feed processing plant. From July 4th to 6th, in Viking Electric Motor Hardware Colorado, Ltd., Chang'an Town, Dongguan, after workers died suddenly due to continuous overtime work, the factory evaded responsibility, and their families demanded an explanation at the factory gate for 3 consecutive days. Rural farmers are also experiencing severe oppression from the CCP government, with widespread corruption pushing tensions to a peak, leading to numerous conflicts between people and the government. On July 2nd, in Humen County, Binzhou, Shandong, villagers blocked roads to protest the local government's failure to compensate for land acquisition to build highways, resulting in police repression, with several people beaten and arrested. On July 4th, in Panyu District, Guangzhou, villagers from Shaxi Village, protesting against inadequate demolition compensation standards set by the local government, blocked Shaxishi Station on Guangzhou Metro Line 18, leading to its closure. During this time, at least 1 villager was arrested by the police. Residents of Shaxi Village have been protesting for several months. From July 6th to 7th, in Zhangji Village, Wuping County, Longyan, Fujian, and neighboring Ganchuangxi Village, Pingjuan County, Mazhu, Guangdong, villagers launched rights protection actions. They held gatherings at the entrances of Changfengjian Hydroelectric Power Station and Zhuling Hydroelectric Power Station, demanding compensation for losses caused by dam breaches on June 16th and the dismantling of these 2 power stations. Villagers said the breaches had severely affected their lives and property and urged the relevant power stations to take responsibility and compensate them. From July 4th to 5th, in Yijia Village, GI and County, Jiangxi, local authorities dispatched special police officers, civil servants, and medical personnel for 2 consecutive days to forcibly expropriate villagers' land, assault and arrest protesting villagers. From July 2nd to 3rd, in Shenzhen, Guangdong, relatives of deceased persons gathered for 2 consecutive days at the Shenzhen Municipal Health Commission to protest Longgang District Maternal and Child Health Hospital's failure to promptly treat patients, resulting in the unfortunate death of their loved ones. These are just a few cases reported by Yesterday Big Cat, a channel specializing in tallying protest events in China. Many other protest events are erupting daily across China. Columnist Deng Yuwen wrote in Voice of America, stating that the current situation in China resembles the late stages of the Cultural Revolution or the years following the June 4th incident. People are extremely dissatisfied with the regime, deeply frustrated with the status quo, and although they desire to change reality, they feel they lack the ability to do so. They are in a state of gloom and confusion, unable to see the prospects for themselves and the country. It is apt to say that China is on the eve of significant change, but despair also breeds hope, and discontent also breeds resistance. If this sentiment continues, surpassing the psychological threshold that people can bear, then low probability events could trigger systemic social crises, leading to a major outbreak of societal emotions and unexpected changes. Regardless of whether social change will occur and how it will come, one thing is certain: the era of using people as obedient tools is gone forever. Millions of Ping Lifa are rising up. The people call for the third plenary session to remove Xi Jinping, accusing him of caring only about power and ignoring the people's lives. Under the authoritarian rule of the CCP, people always face oppression and exploitation. More and more people can no longer endure it, and a wave of resistance is surging among the populace. With only a few days left until the Chinese Communist Party convenes its 20th third plenary session, there has been a widespread online demand for the session to remove Xi Jinping from office. Recently, a circulating video shows a citizen calling for an open letter to the third plenary session, demanding the removal of Xi Jinping. Since Xi became General Secretary in 2012, he has never voluntarily visited disaster-stricken areas, showing no concern for the people's suffering. Some netizens commented under the video, detached from the masses, forgetting the original intent, has lost legitimacy to govern. I support this. Another said, removing just him is useless unless you level the entire communist system. Others expressed skepticism. Your letter is addressed to the wrong place. How can you expect gang members to remove their gang leader? This isn't a matter of one person. You always think that removing one emperor will solve the problem, but replacing one with another still results in an emperor. Currently, the conservatives are in power within the party, and even the radical reformists within the Communist Party prioritize maintaining power. The party's consensus to resist color revolutions is what supports Xi's rule and his military threats to surrounding areas. This party is rotten to the core. It's time to welcome the return of the three principles of the people of the Republic of China. On October 13, 2022, on the eve of the 20th National Congress of the CCP, protest banners appeared on an overpass on Saitong Bridge on West 3rd Ring Road North in Haidian District, Beijing, with slogans like "We want food, not nucleic acid tests, we want reforms, not the Cultural Revolution." We want freedom, not lockdowns. We want votes, not leaders. We want dignity, not lies. Be citizens, not slaves, and strike. Boycott classes. Remove the dictatorial national traitor Xi Jinping. The protester Ping Lifa also set off fireworks and broadcast messages through loudspeakers to amplify the protest's impact. Ping Lifa was hailed as a lone brave warrior. Inspired by this event, China saw the outbreak of the White Paper Revolution, with people across the country standing up in protest, which led the Xi government to lift the 3-year-long pandemic lockdown measures. Lin Shengliang, the coordinator of the Attention to Ping Lifa movement living in the Netherlands, said, "Its historical significance far exceeds what we can imagine, because it first changed the pandemic lockdown also. He stood up alone and influenced people worldwide." Under the CCP's authoritarian rule, in a cage surrounded by barbed wire, he could make his voice heard. Why does the CCP fear this? It fears the emergence of countless Ping Lifas. The focus points to Xi. The edible oil poisoning incident in China continues to ferment, possibly involving CCP power struggles. The edible oil poisoning incident in China continues to ferment, with no decrease in public attention. Strangely, such incidents are usually censored, but this time it unexpectedly became a trend across China. Experts point out that this seems to be an information war, behind which lies a power struggle within the CCP ahead of the upcoming meeting. On July 2nd, the Beijing News published an investigative report stating that some tank trucks responsible for transportation do not clean up after transporting coal-based oil and other chemical liquids and directly load soybean oil, syrup, and other edible liquids for continued transportation. Some tank truck drivers even disclosed to reporters that the mixing of food liquids with chemical liquids without cleaning has long been an open secret in the tank truck transportation industry. This report once again exposed China's food safety issues, quickly causing a public uproar. One of the parties involved, Sinograin, received particular attention and condemnation from public opinion. Some also believe that the mixed loading incident being pushed to the trending list at this time is related to the CCP's attempt to cover up the casualties and property losses caused by the breach of the first embankment in Huarong County, Hunan Province. Recently, after the breach of the first embankment in Huarong County, Daunting Lake, due to ineffective rescue efforts by the authorities, the breach expanded rapidly from the size of a culvert to over 220 meters within a short time. floodwaters inundated nearly the entire village, with the water level reaching 5 meters, affecting the entire Tuanju township. Although the CCP claimed there were no casualties, rumors circulated that more than 30,000 people went missing in this flood disaster. Chinese political commentator Wang Hainan believes Chinese media is completely controlled by the party, so if state media personally steps in, it is an official directive. In China, it mainly manifests as power struggles or political struggles. However, I believe that to cover up such a disaster as the Hunan flood, it is possible for them to create and utilize public opinion to divert attention and muddy the waters. They want to shift the focus in public opinion from a major disaster like the breach in Dongting Lake to the grain and oil issue that everyone is very concerned about. This kind of public opinion warfare is entirely in service of power, so in such situations it is either a performance or an effort to topple political opponents. Independent commentator Kai Shankun also believes that exposing Sinograin's scandal at this time is a major attempt by the propaganda department to divert online attention from the flooding in Xinjiang, Hunan, and to avoid ridicule of Xi Jinping's water management theories. This is to rescue the situation and shift the focus when self-media and netizens are focusing on the breach incident in Heirong Tuanzu Township. Pointing at Xi Jinping? The social media X account Xi JP Dynasty believes that the re-emergence of investigative journalists in China involves factional struggles and directly targets Xi Jinping. He analyzed in a post on X, the party committee secretary and president of the Beijing News is Liu Junsheng, who previously served as the secretary to Cheng Lianyuan, the then deputy general manager of Beijing's Second Light Industry Corporation, for 7 years in Qiaoyang District, Beijing. Cheng Lianyuan was forced to retire after the 20th National Congress. Therefore, this report can be understood as Liu Junsheng, Cheng Lianyuan's secretary, supporting investigative journalists to expose Xi Jinping's crimes. These claims are difficult to verify. However, the edible oil poisoning incident indeed slaps Xi Jinping in the face. In 2013, Xi Jinping stated at a meeting, "Our party is ruling in China, and if we can't even handle food safety well, and can't do so for a long time, then people will question our qualifications." Companies shut down, mass layoffs, Chinese streets are full of homeless people. The situation has never been this dire. The Chinese economy is rapidly declining, with waves of unemployment and business closures. People's lives are difficult and emotions are collapsing. A large number of factories and businesses are shutting down, and many physical stores and cities are also desolate. Recently, someone posted videos showing how many people are unemployed this year. You can see people everywhere sleeping on the ground, using the sky as their blanket and the earth as their bed. I advise those with jobs not to quit impulsively. It's really hard to find a job out there. The streets are full of people looking for work, market demand is decreasing, and the unemployment rate is high. It's truly terrifying. Workers are having an extremely tough time. In Dongguan, many people are working daily jobs, making 13, 14, or 15 yuan an hour. At the end of the month, they have no money. I regret coming to Dongguan, wandering in the park. I'm 36 years old. I've been unemployed for 6 months and can't find a job. I'm preparing to leave. The Chinese economy is continually declining, with a large number of factories and shops closing, unemployment rates soaring, consumption remaining sluggish, and the real estate market collapsing. Many people across various regions are saying it's hard to find a job, and they don't dare look at the stock market or the housing market. It's tough to make money now, and with no money in hand, people are afraid to spend. I lost 1 million yuan in 3 months. Why? Because of the house. My house, which was worth over 900,000 yuan, has dropped to 650,000 yuan, costing me 1 million yuan. I'm not even the worst off. At my age, a house is our retirement fund. Losing 1 million yuan is a heavy blow. I can't imagine the Chinese economy falling into a Great Depression. People are just struggling to survive. This blogger says, "I'm from the post-80s generation. My company closed down, I'm unemployed, in debt, and my family is broken. I live alone with my daughter. Now, I probably don't even have 100 yuan, about 14 USD, in my pocket. I used to be a small business owner and had my moments of glory, but now I'm unemployed and in debt at home. At this age, it's really hard to find a job. It makes me very confused and anxious. The pressure of debt is suffocating. Are crematoriums still hiring? They offer 600 yuan, about 82 USD for the day shift and 1,200 for the night shift. Oh, I want to ask, is it 1,200 a day or a month? It's per day. Fine, I'll take the night shift. Our night shift isn't something just anyone can handle. Are you sure you're not scared? Brother, what could be scarier than being poor? Now, it's really hard for recent college graduates to find a job. I just learned today that a college student at our company who interned for 8 months was let go. Interning for 8 months means they were likely to be hired permanently, but they were cruelly dismissed. Now, posting a job on Boss CPEN will get you over 100 resumes within an hour, and 90% of those are from master's or 985 university graduates. A 32-year-old master's graduate is breaking down because he can't find a job. He says he's been jobless for almost a year. I really can't hold on. I don't know the point of my 10 years of education. From a young age, we were taught to study hard. My parents spent everything to send me to school. After passing the college entrance exam and graduating, I thought I could make a great future. But now, after graduating, I'm nothing. My poor parents still hope I can change my destiny through education. They don't want me to follow their hard, uneducated path. After studying hard for over a decade and being harshly suppressed by society, I end up doing the same hard job as my parents, with a meager income, going back to their old path. Many people in China are saying that now, many are unemployed, businesses have collapsed, and even eating is a problem. New destination for China's lying flat movement. Youth nursing homes are becoming popular in many places. With the current dire situation, many young Chinese people are forced to lie flat. This year, youth retirement homes have rapidly become popular in many parts of China. Reports suggest that this phenomenon reflects the passive employment situation of Chinese youth, coupled with economic downturns making the future seem hopeless, prompting young people to choose to escape. Since the beginning of this year, youth retirement homes have become very popular, flourishing in places like Dali and Xishuangbanna in Yunnan, Jingzhou in Henan, Chongqing, Ningbo in Zhejiang, and Hefei in Anhui. These youth retirement homes are not traditional retirement homes but are marketed as places for stressed and confused young people to relieve their pressure. According to a report by iWeekly, the locations of youth retirement homes can be in rural and suburban areas or near cities. They can be homestays or private residences, farms or botanical gardens, and even cafes and bars, providing a free and easy atmosphere for young people needing to escape reality. These places attract young people to drink coffee, chat, farm, raise livestock, watch movies together, spend an afternoon daydreaming, bask in the sun, or wear slippers and eat simple meals at home, slowing down the pace of life and entering a so-called retirement state. The concept of youth retirement homes aligns with the recent social phenomenon of young people lying flat, originating from a group under high pressure seeking relaxation. This also reflects the stressful living conditions and mental pressures faced by young people. Frank, a pseudonym, the manager of the Casablanca Youth Retirement Home in Chongqing, told the Jingzhi Research Institute youth retirement homes and homestays both provide accommodation and leisure activities, but youth retirement homes mainly cater to young people seeking a temporary escape from urban life pressures. An article by the well-known Weibo video blogger Yi Tiao stated that the founder of the youth retirement home in Mando Ancient Village, Yunnan, Lubaik, said that there are mainly two types of residents. One is freelancers coming here to increase social opportunities. The other is young people encountering bottlenecks in their work or life. Youth retirement homes also have admission criteria. They do not accept people over 45 years old or those who have never worked. Lubaik believes that today's young people are under immense pressure in this era, with many weighed down by mortgages, car loans, or daily expenses. People need to rest. Young people not only need to strive but also require a balanced life, lying flat when necessary. Xiao Wu, a post-90s resident, said, "This place is not just a retirement home for him, it's also a hospital." According to an article on the mainland WeChat public account New Oriental Graduate School Help, college graduates who can't find jobs are accumulating every year. Even those who manage to find relatively decent jobs face annual layoffs. Faced with increasingly competitive job markets and work difficulties, some suggest that instead of ineffective competition, it's better to lie down till the end. The article pointed out that facing endless work, college graduates caught in the 45-degree involution cycle cannot win by competing or find peace by lying down, remaining in a perpetual sit-up state. The pressure and confusion among this generation of young people seem to make retirement a collective demand. Let us know what you think about today's topic by commenting below. If you found this video helpful, share it with a friend. It motivates us to keep producing reliable content. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more intriguing insights from China Insider.